When it's all said and done, and when the wolves return to hunt, and for the taste he'll chase it, throw it all away to taste it. Oh, this is brotherhood, I've won too. Me, I lost a brother, won't lose too. Above money, above fame, above love, give me truth. This is coming home drunk and sick, late night shit. Wanna punch the wall when brake lights hit. This is patience wearing thin when I have it all, and no one to share it with. No one to share it with. Swear to God I'm sick. And I know this heart still needs healing. Sleeping around, out on the town, it's the way I've been feeling.
I love you.
A long time ago, the Jade Emperor declared that he would hold a great race the next day to decide which 12 worthy animals would be a part of his Chinese calendar zodiac. Rat, one of the animals to hear the decree, especially wanted to be in the zodiac. He turned and headed home so that he could get up early the next day. On his way home, Rat saw his neighbor Cat. Cat asked why he was in such a hurry to get home, and Rat told him about the great race. Cat was the fastest animal in the forest, so he lied and told Cat that the race was the day after tomorrow. He was in a hurry because he wanted to train for the race the next day. That night, Cat thought about what Rat had said. He was so excited he could not sleep, so he left to take a walk. He ran into sheep, training for the race. Cat asked him why he was training 2 days before the race. Sheep replied that the great race would begin first thing in the morning. Upset that Rat had tricked him, Cat returned home and went to sleep. The next day, Rat was startled to see Cat standing at the starting line next to him. Rat did not want to lose to Cat, so he ran as fast as he could. Cat was larger and faster. Rat knew all of the shortcuts in the forest. He quickly passed Ox and Tiger. Rat ran closer and closer. He could see Cat in front of him. Suddenly, Cat stopped. There was a large and wide river blocking the way. Neither of them could cross because they were both bad swimmers. Rat turned to look at the other animals coming closer. Ox could easily cross, but he was too far away. Cat searched the river for stepping stones. He easily crossed the river by jumping on them. Rat tried to follow him, but the stepping stones were too wide for him, and the river dragged him all the way back to the starting line. Cat was proud that he outwitted Rat. He triumphantly stopped in front of the Jade Emperor and was awarded the first position in the zodiac. He was followed by Ox, Tiger, Rabbit, Dragon, Snake, Horse, Sheep, Monkey, Rooster, Dog, and Pig. Every year, the 12 animals take turns being the symbol animal in the Chinese calendar. In fact, this upcoming Chinese New Year will be the Year of the Cat.
quicksand. It's too thick to stand. Go on and figure out now what it is that you need. I'll step out for a minute to breathe instead of footsteps in the sand. I'm not being carried. If it gets out of hand, you can go on without me.
And came to ruin. Leave me to myself, leave me to myself. I took your counsel and came to ruin. Leave me to myself, leave me to myself.
My lover's got humor. She's the giggle at a funeral. Knows everybody's disapproval. I should've worshipped her sooner. If the heavens ever did speak, she's the last true mouthpiece. Every Sunday's getting more bleak, a fresh poison each week. We were born sick, you heard them say it. My church offers no absolutes. She tells me worship in the bedroom. The only heaven I'll be sent to is when I'm alone with you. I was born sick, but I love it. Command me to be well. Amen. 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 Take me to church, I worship like a dog at the shrine of your light. I'll tell you my sins and you can.
The tale of Medusa and Minerva is told as a tale of vanity. One woman's rage for the beauty of another and the punishment for hubris in the face of a god. But what if we instead imagined it as a tale of one woman's gift to another? In ancient Rome, there lived a priestess of Minerva named Medusa, who was known for her striking beauty. She was so lovely, her beauty was compared to that of her goddess Minerva, and she attracted the lust of mortal and god alike. Her beauty was such that it eventually caught the eye of Neptune. However, with each approach, Medusa rebuffed Neptune's entreaties with greater vehemence, for as a priestess of Minerva, she was required to stay pure, and she loved nothing more than her work and her goddess. Medusa's rejection infuriated Neptune, for in his constant battles with Minerva, his niece, this felt like one more victory for her. And Neptune saw Medusa as nothing more than a pretty possession he could take from Minerva. And so late one night, while Medusa was making an offering to the gods, Neptune entered Minerva's temple and did just that. When he was finished, Neptune left Medusa alone in that temple for what may have been minutes or hours, staring out at the stars that cut through the night like shards of glass. Suddenly the light was cut off by a dark shape that appeared in the temple doorway. Medusa, already consumed with terror and shaking violently in the cold, could only raise her eyes to her goddess. And in Minerva's eyes, Medusa saw no rage or jealousy, only deep anguish. Minerva's face was filled with remorse at being powerless to stop the other god. As she entered the temple cella, her godly form softened into an almost human shape. She bent down over her priestess and carefully cupped her face in her hands. As Medusa leaned her head into the soft touch, she was bathed in a glow of warmth that cut through the biting cold of the night. Minerva looked down at Medusa, and with her voice shaking with rage at her uncle, said, "I know you are not at fault, my child. I cannot punish my uncle for what he has done, nor undo the act. But I will instead offer you a gift. I will give you a weapon that will forever protect you, so you shall never suffer in such a way again. If you accept my gift, you will forever lose the cutting grace of your beauty. But in its place, you will gain a shield. Snakes to give you companionship, and to keep all that wish you harm away. Teeth and nails to rip apart those who dare touch you, and eyes to turn evil men to stone." As she finished speaking, Minerva stretched out her hand, which was now glowing with a harsh green light. Medusa sat transfixed for a moment, before slowly reaching up and accepting the hand. And with that touch, the strands of her tangled bronze hair began to weave together and melt into pale green serpents. Her bloodied hands grew clean and sharp. Her perfect red lips curled into a grinning, fanged maw, and her fearful blue eyes slid into sharp, glowing green slits. Hesitantly, she touched her new face, and a slow, cautious smile took shape, for she knew in that moment there are greater curses than the loss of one's beauty. Ask anyone to tell you the tale of Medusa and Minerva, and they will tell you a tale of jealous women, of a monster red-eyed and hysterical, lashing out at anyone foolish enough to meet her gaze. Perhaps they will forget to tell you how Neptune trapped a woman in her temple and left her there, raped. They may not even consider that part in their retelling, for it is the part of the story so common as to be almost mundane, just another story of a woman blamed for acts not her own. But perhaps, if you ask Medusa, she will tell you of her beloved Minerva, who gave her strength when she thought she had none, and offered her power even the gods did not possess. And she will speak of using her power, her gift, to turn men with brutality in their hearts and weapons in their hands to stone, so that they would not be able to enact the violence she had faced. And perhaps Medusa would remind you that she was chaste because of that power, still blamed and hated, and destroyed by a hero who took her head as his prize.